It's mailbag time here at Chat Sports. Let's begin with Sir Lister of Smeg. Hashtag NFL, Harbaugh, Brian Daboll, I think you mean Doug Peterson or Rich Bisaccia, or write in. If I'm wrong on all counts, who should the Raiders go all in on? Okay, so I think you're asking if it's not Harbaugh, Daboll, Peterson, or Bisaccia, who should they go all in on? Of the four, I think Harbaugh first. Then probably in the order you've got them. If you miss on all those guys, do you want to go after someone like an Eric Bieniemy, a Kellen Moore, one of those young offensive minds? Bieniemy's young-ish, I think. I think that would probably be the route I would go if I were the Raiders, but I think your top four there is pretty good four to have the priority of. Richard Lee, should the Cowboys draft Devin Lloyd at pick 32? If he's there, yeah. I don't really think that Devin Lloyd is going to make it all. That's the linebacker from Utah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. I don't think he makes it down to pick number 32, but if he does, yeah, ride. I think that'd be a great selection for Dallas. If you're drafting back end of round 1, or if it's pick 25, so we're not being homers here, I think an off-ball linebacker, a Lloyd or an Nakobe Dean, could certainly make some sense.
I like his confidence. The Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay, there you go, producer Jeff there. All right, next up, Barrett B49 with a profile picture of me wearing the gross wig. Who will be the quarterback for the Colts next year? I think it's still going to be Carson Wentz. Now, make no mistake, the ending in Indy is not sitting well with ownership and the players and everybody involved. They're all angry about that because they laid an egg against the worst team in the NFL. Embarrassing in the biggest game of the year. So, I think it's still going to be Wentz because Winston, Trubisky, Bridgewater, are those actual upgrades? Maybe, but also probably not. And the draft with no first-round pick, doubt you get an upgrade. So I think for the Colts, you roll it with Wentz one more year, hope your offensive line is healthier, you add some more receiver talent, and hope that you actually make the playoffs next time. From Anthony Olson, is this the year of the quarterback trade with Russ, Rodgers, and Watson? You could potentially throw in a Baker Mayfield, a Matt Ryan, a Kirk Cousins in that conversation. So do they actually all go down? I'm not sure, but I think it will be the year of the quarterback trade rumors. There's going to be a lot of those that flow in throughout the offseason. Now, in the past of those three, we've talked a lot about them. Could they get dealt? I thought no for all of them last year. This year, I think at least a couple of them are on the move. Who is most likely, though, to stay, to not be dealt by their respective team? Type in RW for Russell Wilson, AR for Aaron Rodgers, or DW for Deshaun Watson. This is the pinned comment on today's mailbag. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and type in RW, AR, or DW. From Cody Raines, all caps. So, who are my quarterback options for my Saints? Step one, I think two free agents I think could make some sense. Bring back Jameis Winston or Teddy Bridgewater. One of those two guys I think would probably be your best external options, or free agent options, I should say there. Trade, I'd be calling hard about Russell Wilson in particular since he put the Saints on his trade list. Like, that makes sense. I think beyond that, you're looking at a guy like, can you get Aaron Rodgers in there? Draft-wise, I don't really love the options. I don't think that would be a likely path that could go down for New Orleans. So I would look trade first and foremost, Cody. Hanif, what are the possibilities that Kyle Shanahan goes to Denver? Being honest, this doesn't happen. Shanahan signed a 6-year contract back in the 2020 offseason, so 0. The Niners are not going to trade him. Like, why would they? And Denver can't just hire him, so 0 on that one. Shanahan's not going anywhere in San Francisco. Today's show is powered by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you put down $100 on the internet's #1 sportsbook, you'll get a 125% deposit bonus when you use promo code NFL Daily at chatsports.com/bet. My preferred thing is do parlays. That way, if I get a couple bets right, I make even more money than just betting on games individually. Here are my AFC wildcard picks. Now, I will make note, I've been a disaster since my child was born, I've gone from top of the Chat Sports leaderboard to near the bottom. But feeling redemption time. Raiders +6 at the Bengals. Bills -4 against the Patriots. Chiefs -13 against the Steelers. Bucks -9.5 against Philly. Cowboys -3 at the Niners. And Cardinals +4 at the Rams. $5 bet to win $215 if all 6 hit. You can bet on my bets or fade me. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. Trevor Holmberg, who will be the Vikings' next GM and head coach? Great question. I don't know. I think Doug Peterson would be a great hire for Minnesota. I think they might be resetting. So, look, I look at Doug Peterson. I look at Kellen Moore. I look at Brian Flores, Jim Harbaugh. I think that for the Vikings, step one is going to be hiring that GM. Then we'll have a better feel for what path they might end up pursuing. Samuel Rowe, will they guarantee Gregory's contract with his off-the-field issues? So Gregory's off-the-field stuff had a lot more to do with the depression that he battled and how he used marijuana to cope with that. Remember, marijuana is not an issue anymore in the NFL. This is not a David Irving off-the-field guy. Frankly, I think if you're paying Gregory, you should feel pretty confident he's not going to have any more issues moving forward. This is not an Alden Smith type of player. Ramon, let's say the Cowboys get a favorable draft pick. Who's your favorite player for them? I don't think he falls. I would love to get Tyler Linderbaum, the center out of Iowa. I love him as a prospect. I know some people think he doesn't have the strength. It's not what I saw on film at Iowa. I think he is a stud. Bring me Tyler Linderbaum if you're lucky enough for the Dallas Cowboys. If you guys want more free NFL videos right here at Chat Sports, then subscribe right now. We've got them every single day, from mailbags, news, rumors, trade, draft, free agency, playoffs, all of it. So don't miss out on the best YouTube channel for the NFL. It's Chat Sports right here. Jack Gaming 317. Who will the Jets sign/draft? I'll kind of go more by position more than individual players. I want to see who ends up getting, to free agency. I think you're probably looking at a corner. I like Bryce Hall. I'm not sold on Brandon Echols. Derek Stingley, Andrew Booth, cornerbacks, Sauce Gardner, throwing it out there. You got to figure out safety beyond Ashton Davis. I'd love a tight end. Honestly, I would throw money at like a Dalton Schultz or a Mike Gesicki and bring in a good tight end and help out Zach Wilson. Because your slot guys are free agents, I wouldn't mind a receiver potentially as well. And beyond that, maybe a good linebacker. Maybe you throw money at Devondre Campbell. Maybe you look at some Niners guys who are going to be free agents and explore that route as well. From Thunder 404, what is the most logical fit for Giants head coach and GM? I wouldn't mind poaching the Bills guys. I'm drawing a blank on their assistant GM's name, but I would like Brian Daboll in that grouping there. I wouldn't mind Doug Peterson either. If you want to get wild with it, how about this combo? This is wild, make no mistake. Adrian Wilson, the former Cardinals safety, rapidly rising in that front office. He's good and the Giants have interviewed him, by the way. And how about he pairing with Byron Leftwich, the Bucks OC? It's a gamble, but it's a route you could go. Maybe you just want to go stability. Maybe Doug Peterson's the route at that point. From Bob Berta, could the Giants trade Saquon Barkley? Imagine him on like the Bills or the Chiefs. I don't hate it. If you're the Giants, maybe you consider blowing it all up, because are you gonna want to pay Barkley what he might command or what he's going to cost in the coming years? I'm not sure. Injuries have been a factor, but you invested so much in him, but your GM who drafted him is gone now. So I think if you're the Giants, listen to all trade offers whoever they end up hiring as GM, and listen to everything. And if you get a good offer, maybe consider it and reset truly for your organization. I want you now to name a player who you think ends up getting traded. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a name for me who you think gets dealt before the start of the regular season. From Jacob Raleigh, should there be a buyer beware with Matt Campbell? It's a super chat, by the way, so thank you, Jacob. I think at some level, yeah, he is more of a culture guy, which he did a great job at Iowa State, than like a hardcore X and O or like a recruiter type. So I'm not worried about him being an Urban Meyer, but I would be worried about him being a Matt Rule type in the sense that if he doesn't adapt to what the NFL needs, I think Matt Rule is way too committed to running the football. I think that's an issue for him. And he failed at quarterback evals. So if Campbell can eval the QBs, okay, let's do that. I think he's a good culture guy. I am down to bring him in for interviews and maybe hire him. But frankly, for any coach you hire, I mean, there's got to be a buyer beware, right? The things that get you hired, for example, doing great in college as a head coach or being a great play caller, there isn't that much overlap, especially the play calling side of being an NFL head coach. So because of that, you always got to be concerned. There is no guarantee when it comes to coach hirings. From the truth, would you go with Mason Rudolph for a year if you're the Steelers and fix that run defense, or reach for Kenny Pickett? That's a good question, right? I don't know. I think if I'm Pittsburgh, I really don't want to enter the year with Mason Rudolph. I think he's just not the guy. If you believe in Pickett, which I don't hate him, but I don't love him either, then go ahead and take him. If you think he's your guy, you have to do it. I think what makes the most sense for Pittsburgh is roll with Mason Rudolph or a Bridgewater, or better yet, go trade for Aaron Rodgers. That's what I would do. Failing those options, maybe look at next year's quarterback class instead. Prediction time. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year? We know the playoff teams. Now we're waiting to see who can actually win the damn thing. Let me know in the comments. From Jack Bishop. If the Raiders miss out on Adams, do we go get OBJ? We need a red zone threat. Then look at O-line in the early picks of the, I think you meant draft. I think pretty straightforwardly, if you don't get Devontae Adams, I think you look at receivers. Maybe it's a Chris Godwin, a Gallup. He's been a great red zone guy for the Cowboys with the fade routes. I do think receiver free agency would be a good move. And then, maybe it's sign an offensive lineman, draft a receiver, or inverse. But I think you got the needs down pretty good there. Receiver, O-line, got to get help there. From Brokov, Baker Mayfield and a third for Minkah and a first. Why do the Browns get the two most valuable assets? That's Minkah and the first. Baker's stock, all-time low. Didn't play well this year. I don't think you can trade him and get a first and one of the best young players at his position. I'm sorry.